Golden Eagles. And at guard, a 6'1" senior from Purcellville, Virginia, number 1, Lee Volker. At guard, a 5'6" junior from
Big East Conference. Hello everyone, welcome to Omaha, Nebraska on a chilly January evening for a conference matchup between the Marquette Golden Eagles and the Creighton Blue Jays. Hello everyone, alongside Rob Sims, I am Josh Peterson. Rob, we are excited for this one tonight. Clash of styles between these two teams early in the conference season.
Yeah, you look at Marquette, the visitors coming in, one of the best defensive teams in the country under first-year head coach Kara Consuegra. You look on the other side, you look at Creighton, one of the most efficient offenses under longtime head coach Jim Flannery. You know they're going to shoot threes, you know they're going to be efficient from three, and you know they're going to take care of the ball. How will that match up against a defensive-minded Marquette team?
Should be really interesting tonight. Plus, with Marquette, you have some returning players, and Creighton still some new pieces as they figure out their lineups moving forward throughout the rest of the conference slate. This one is coming up next. We'll have the starting lineups for you and the
Steady wings, Blue Jays fly. With bright minds and curious hearts, they discover their path and soar to new heights. They uncover new research and explore new horizons. At Creighton University, Blue Jays find their perch side by side and take flight, ready to lead the world around them.
Welcome to Marquette. We're going to have first Welcome to Marquette.
When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University.
lineups were just introduced to the fans here, and let's take a look at them ourselves. You see the 5, Volker, Mason, Vice, Porter, and Forbes, and Rob. A couple of these players, Lee Volker and Skylar Forbes, essentially scoring about 10 more points per game this year than they did last. And for the Blue Jays, same starting 5 as they've had in every game. Lockett, Jensen, Mogensen, Brake, and Morgan Ollie. Yeah, you look at the visitors, you mentioned Forbes and Volker, early turnover on Marquette.
Yeah, Vice trying to do the picking up the
Ball with Vice on the defense, and it's too early.
Yeah, they lead the Big East, the Golden Eagles lead the Big East offense into offense for the Blue Jays. The strip steal from Mogensen. She finds Brake on the outlet. Brake tries to finish against Forbes, and Forbes picks up the foul. That's big. Forbes is a tough matchup for the Blue Jays. 6'3", really talented post player.
Mallory Brake really 3 to go, and the Jays are up by 2.
That's set up by a screen off the ball by Molly Mogensen
on the Golden Eagles, much to the chagrin there of Olivia Porter.
Well, and it was interesting the way that Morgan Molly drew that foul too. It's almost as if she was toying with it. Watch her grin here for a second, right there. and then she gets the whistle.
Nice finishing board and out of bounds.
And again, you see the defense by Marquette.
And that is another turnover for Marquette, and that will give the ball to the Blue Jays. Creighton with an early 10-8 lead here in Omaha. Josh Peterson, Rob Sims at DJ Sokol Arena, where Creighton leads Marquette 10-8. 5.5 minutes gone in quarter number 1. You see the Marquette bench, and there in her first year, Kara Consuegra, 10-4 on the year, came to this program from Charlotte, and it was interesting, Rob, having a chance to talk to her earlier this week about how she put together this roster.
Yeah, she said she just had like 2.5 weeks to get
crazy on Abby Cracknell, and that will keep the ball with the Blue Jays. And then there you see Jim Flannery in his 23rd season as head man of the Blue Jays, all-time wins leader for this program.
Yeah, the alum of Creighton, and
that pivot foot slid on the ground, and so a turnover by Creighton, their second of the evening. For the Blue Jays, and already the third that we have seen called between these two teams tonight.
Yeah, interesting. We've seen a couple travels called on C to begin with.
And a foul is going to be called on Horan as Skylar Forbes went up. She misses, so she'll go to the free throw line for a couple, and she's a good shooter from the stripe this season.
On an attempt inside, and that one is whistled. So the Blue Jay bench airing their grievances. But yeah, you're right. Forbes has been outstanding, not only scoring, she's the second leading rebounder. Hallie Weiss averaging just a little bit more than her, but yeah.
Before she put the ball on the floor did Mogensen, and that's another turnover for Creighton here in the first quarter, their fourth.
Yeah, Creighton 5th nationally in fewest turnovers per game. They average
on Bediako, and it will go Creighton's way with a half second left.
Yeah, so we'll go into the 3 turnovers in that span as well.
Creighton finished the final 4-13 without scoring. No field goals for Marquette.
With steady wings, Blue Jays fly. With bright minds and curious hearts, they discover their path and soar to new heights. They uncover new research and explore new horizons. At Creighton University, Blue Jays find their perch side by side and take flight, ready to lead the world around them.
Welcome to Marquette. We're going to have first day Welcome to Marquette.
When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
Back at DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha, Nebraska, alongside Rob Sims, I am Josh Peterson. You see the Marquette huddle there, and look at what they have done so far. Consuega, Rob, it seemed like she was happy, not obviously with the performance, but how the team responded in that win over Butler.
Yeah, and that Butler game was a grind too. Butler winless in the Big East.
Is going to be called on Jada Bediako. And so another turnover, and so these two, other foul is going to be called on Jada Bediako. So another turnover. She's going to have a floater there by the junior from Minneapolis.
And Creighton did that without allowing Marquette
To the Blue Jays as they try to extend their 5-point lead.
I'd like to see potentially a memo that may have been
In 13 and a half minutes of action.
well, and this is an astounding.
She screams to the sky. She'll go to the free throw line for an opportunity for a three-point play.
Well, you know, we talked about Volker, we talked about Forbes with Coach Consuegra, and obviously the numbers are there for them. But she said too, Hallie Weiss has really been an important player for them. You see her numbers there. They're leading rebounder on the year and just under 10 points per game. Averaged just 5 minutes per game in 12 games last year. So you look at those.
And that one falls. Jamie Horan, just 21% from three this year.
Slow down again.
Creighton up by 5 as the first half comes to a close. We'll have the rest of it when we return. 23-18, Creighton with the lead. Josh Peterson and Rob Sims with you from Omaha, Nebraska. You see Creighton's numbers there, 4-0 in conference, looking to move to games this year. Very few of them have actually been in Omaha.
Yeah, just the 5th game here at DJ Sokol Arena. The nice thing about that, if you're Jim Planner, you're 4-0, but you're 3-0 on the road. It's so important. Defense by Marquette didn't allow Haran to have an open look that time, and then smothered.
And another turnover for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was going to get counted
From beyond the arc, and that will lead to a timeout from Marquette.
Yeah, quick burst here by the Blue Jays, turning defense into offense again. Jab step, you see it there in the replay. Vice bit on it, gave the space that Morgan Molly needed to put up that 3. And Molly, 5 for 6 from the floor, 4 of 5 from three-point range. And now the Jays have 19 points off the Marquette turnovers.
Incredible. Marquette, 13 turnovers so far in this one. 6 for the Blue Jays. Coming up at the half, we'll have features from both of these schools, Creighton and Marquette. So stay tuned for that. There are 103 seconds to go in the first half here. Creighton suddenly with a 9-point lead after a real rough first quarter, Rob, where they shot just 5 of 13 from Skylar Forbes, moves the feet, then puts the ball on the ground, and it's a turnover by Marquette. First half for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at this, break it down.
Shot, excellent defense there the entire possession, and Porter is the one who finishes it off.
Yeah, the defense, again, yeah, you keep, Lauren Jensen has excelled in her game. That off in that possession, they've really shut it off the entire first half here. So she outlets it.
Second quarter and finishing on a nice streak, and big reason why was Morgan.
The bus is leaving in 5 minutes.
All right, fine, I'll be out in a second.
You scared the gigabytes out of me.
I scared you.
The future isn't scary. Not investing in it is. 100 innovative companies, 1 ETF.
I think I might have oiled myself.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Welcome to Marquette. We're going to have first Welcome to Marquette.
When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University.
With steady wings, Blue Jays fly. With bright minds and curious hearts, they discover their path and soar to new heights. They uncover new research and explore new horizons. At Creighton University, Blue Jays find their perch side by side and take flight, ready to lead the world around them.
Feels really special to be back at Marquette. You know, I got the opportunity to become an assistant coach at 24 years old, and that meant something to me, that Marquette believed in me when I was young, helped build me as a coach, build me as a person, and so the opportunity to come back to a place that's been really special to me and who I am has just meant the world to me. I just wanted to be at a place where myself and my family is comfortable. I want to be at a place that mirrors my values and, you know, will help me develop young people for life, not just for basketball. And I knew Marquette was a place like that, so when they called, it was a really easy decision for me.
One thing I really appreciate about her is how hard she pushes us, but she does so well instilling confidence in all of us, so it's been a really great experience so far.
It's been amazing. I really like Coach Kara. She, like Lee said, really instills confidence into us and is pushing us every day to be the best, kind of really enforcing us to get outside of our comfort zone, which is a really great push for us to have.
You know, you can only be as good of a coach as you can be if players are willing to also buy into that relationship and be part of that. And, you know, again, I've been really lucky that I have 12 kids that have been willing to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think for all teams, the head coach kind of sets the culture for the team, obviously. And so I think for us, she's really impacted just making sure that we play the game the right way and that we pour into each other while we're doing it and, you know, compete and do everything to the best of our ability.
What I bring every day and who I am every day needs to be consistent with what I say I want to be. What I do is about preparing our student athletes for about giving them a great experience to discover how great they can be at who they want to be, and hopefully that translates into some wins at the same time. I want our 12 student athletes to finish this year and say, man, that was a lot of fun. I grew as a person, I grew as a player, I enjoyed it. It wasn't always easy, but I want to look back and, you know, you only get 4 or 5 years to do this, and I want them to be able to say, man, that was one of the best years of my life.
That is Kara Consuegra in year 1 as the head coach of the Marquette Golden Eagles. Her squad trails right now by 11 points, 37-26, as we take a look at the first half highlights in this one, Rob. And it was an interesting one because that first quarter, bit of a rock fight as we saw a little fadeaway there. Even got the friendly roll from the rims here at DJ Sokol. And so ultimately you see the stats, and there is one line that really does tell quite the story.
Two elite scorers, two players who want the ball, who have great footwork and great understanding of how to play within our system, and just consistent players, hard workers.
Yeah, Flynn is a great guy. You know, he's a great leader of our program. You know, there's not much else that I can say about him. He knows the game so well, and I think it shows in our system and how he coaches us, and he's been a great coach. My sophomore year, I feel like I was definitely more of a shooter, and my game has expanded from there, being more pull-up at the rim, finding my teammates, and I've been able to add a little piece to my game every year.
Lauren has gotten so good around the rim. I think that's the biggest evolution in her game. She was a really good shooter coming out of high school and even early in college, but she's just gotten elite around the rim. I feel like she finishes really well with both hands.
Similar to Lauren, I started out primarily just as a shooter, and defenses adjusted to that, so I've had to grow in the post and also just feel more comfortable with the ball in my hands to just make decisions all around the court. So I just think inside-outside game has developed a lot.
Morgan's greatest strength might be her confidence. Like there's not very many shots she thinks she can't take. And I say that in a complimentary way, that she's, you know, a lot of players can't miss 2 or 3 in a row. without getting in their own head. And I think Morgan is really good about understanding how quickly things can turn for her.
My mentality is that I'm the best player on the court, and I just want to own my matchup and do everything I can to help my team win the game. That's it.
Well, Lauren and Morgan are probably the two best players who are late in their careers at Creighton. I mean, I'd be fortunate to have one of them at a time, and to have two of them, I considered myself really fortunate. They work hard, they do things the right way, and they've continued to get better. I'd put them up against pretty much anybody.
Blue Jays fly. With bright minds and curious hearts, they discover their path and soar to new heights. They uncover new research and explore new horizons. At Creighton University, Blue Jays find their perch side by side and take flight, ready to lead the world around them.
Welcome to Marquette. We're going to have Welcome to Marquette.
When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
Nebraska QQQ, official ETF of the Big East Conference. Josh Peterson and Rob Sims from Omaha, Nebraska, as the second half of Creighton and Marquette just about to get going. Always talk about for both Creighton and Marquette are Lauren Jensen and Skylar Forbes. Both of these players came into this one averaging 17.9 points per game, and she is going to get fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line for a couple.
Yeah, a good little give and go there. You see the screen, the slip to the bucket, and the foul getting to the free throw line. This will just be the second time the Blue Jays have been to the line in this game. Break was there the first time. She went 1 for 2 at the stripe in the first half.
6 of 8 from the floor, came to this one averaging 13.1 points per game, and then here's this foul that happened a moment ago.
Yeah, Volker now in double figures for the 11th time in 15.
Down to being up by a dozen, and a foul is going to be called on Hallie Weiss as she just pushed Mallory Break over.
Yeah, trying to go through again the screen, that trying to free open the shooter here. You see the home crowd calling for it, but the entire crowd signaling it as well, and then so no call there. Goals in this one is just, that's surprising. You mentioned Jim Flannery said that she may be one of the most improved players in the league, if not the most improved, jumping up from just under 5 points per game last year to 16 points per game this season. I've been surprised today.
There by Skylar Forbes, and that is going to lead to a timeout on the floor. When we return, Marquette will have the basketball down by 11, trying to make this a single-digit lead for the Blue Jays once again. But for the time being, Morgan Molly 19 in the Old Market in Omaha, Nebraska on this early January evening, the 8th of the month into 2025. Creighton 47, Marquette 36. A couple of the newest members of the Creighton women's basketball team getting some cheers here from the faithful in DJ Sokol Arena.
Yeah, the Gessert twins out of Millard West right here in Omaha, going to be a part of that best recruiting class in program history. When you're replacing players, Creighton has 7 players in their 5th year. Now 4 of those have been here 5 years, 1 has been here for 4 years, but they have to replace.
Trailing by 9, a chance to get closer than they've been since the first half.
Yeah, this offensive Ball away all over the place. 10 turnovers in the second quarter, 0 turnovers.
Consuegra was going to have with her roster. Have to imagine it did lead with stop turning the ball. 93 seconds to go in the third quarter. We'll see what happens to finish. Josh Peterson and Rob Sims here at DJ Sokol Arena. You see the upcoming schedule for Marquette. They're back on the floor Saturday afternoon. 3 of their next 5 coming at the friendly confines up there in Milwaukee.
Yeah, looking to improve on this 2-1 league start for Marquette.
And there you see the Blue Jays schedule. They're also playing on Saturday early on the East Coast at Seton Hall, and back and forth, home and road. Home and road. That UConn game will be played next door, or close enough to next door, for the men too, with 1.9 seconds left.
Yeah, a lot of body there, and that's where the foul was. Nicely designed inbound underneath the basket. Play designed for Kennedy Townsend.
Townsend now 6 of 13 from the free throw line this year. See her numbers as we take another look. The heave had the distance, just not the accuracy. Creighton Nebraska on a chilly night as Creighton up by 8 with 10 minutes to go. What a third quarter we saw, but before that, some scores from around the league. UConn doing what UConn does, but Butler Providence going down to the wire with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, Butler's as good of an 0-4 team as you'll see in league. They're obviously missing their best player, Caroline Strandy, for the rest of the year, but would expect them to grind out some.
With 5 on the shot clock.
So just the second blocked shot here in this game for Marquette. They average better than 5 per game.
Knocked out of bounds by Jensen.
And again, it's the Marquette defense that'll keep them and get the...
Look at that pump fake. She had Forbes spinning, and she gets the 3 to go. That's a career high.
These bodies on the floor. You got 2 there. We got 2 more hitting the deck there. Not sure where Forbes got banged up, but comes away with blinking a little bit, shaking her head a little bit. Hopefully nothing. Oh, there, knocked heads with Morgan Molly.
And just needed a little bit of an extra breath. They're going to say that goes out off of Mallory Brady.
We've seen a little bit more defensive intensity from Creighton here in the fourth quarter than we saw there in the third quarter. I think Coach Flannery...
Well, we saw, Rob, a ton in the first half, and that was a travel. Both of these teams were knocked with that, where they would just move before they dribbled. And so another turnover for Markham, setting a career high. Nice hands there by Lee Volker to poke that one away from Mogensen.
Yeah, and she's 1 3-pointer away from becoming just the second player in program history to reach 300 triples in her career. And again,
so a whistle there.
I think we got a foul for potentially stepping over the
other way.
Mason was glued again. Mason has really frustrated.
Volker and another unforced turnover, another travel, and it's going to be Creighton ball up by a dozen. So many of those.
Yeah, again, it's that type of effort play that we did not see from Creighton. 15. This intensity has definitely been ratcheted back up for Creighton.
Hands on it, and looks like a foul's going to be called on Jamie Horan as she went to the floor.
Yeah, Horan with the effort foul. The strip here from Lauren Jensen.
Battle this evening, and on the other side, she's going to have a couple of free throws to try to bring this game back down to 10 points. But for the time being, it is 70-58. Creighton with the lead. Lauren Jensen, 17 on the night. Josh Peterson, Rob Sims with Chris Harbold, Jacob Janicek, and many, many more behind the scenes, delivering you the shots like this one of downtown Omaha and the audio. You take a look at the Big East standings right now. Creighton looking to pick up their 5th win in conference play tonight. We had the score from around the league earlier. UConn well on their way also, and you see Marquette pretty much right there in that middle. And so they're trying not to fall to 2-2.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to pick up road wins at all. And as we mentioned, of those 4 first wins for Creighton, 3 of those onto the road. So that's so important to feel like you steal some wins sometimes when you pick up those road victories.
Mason knocks down her first free throw. And second one as well, up to 14 as she reached in. And so Kiani Lockett will go to the free throw line where she's shooting 85% this season.
Yeah, and Lockett, we haven't seen her try to get to the rim much or put up for many shots tonight, just hit 1 of 3 from the field. And that's really not her game so much, but she's been heavily involved in the offense. 6 assists in this one tonight to tie Lauren Jensen for the game high honors, along with Olivia Porter on the other side has 6 assists as well.
That one goes in and out.
Yeah, Creighton ranks 5th.
So that puts them back up by 9. You see Jim Flannery imploring his team to play defense. There's strong drive by Jaden Mason, but just unable to get it to fall. That said, she was fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Boy, Jaden Mason really showing out tonight, just up the road from her hometown of Kansas City. Just up being 3 hours, relatively close in the Midwest. But, I mean, she has looked so good tonight, so quick on both sides of the floor, defensively, offensively. Really impressed with her game here this evening.
That came into this.
We see the memo again implemented. You see Coach Flannery confused about he didn't see the memo.
Let's take a look at the replay. Off of her hand.
Yeah, I'm not even really sure who else it could have gone off of from where we were sitting, at least.
The out-of-bounds play is under review.
I guess they're thinking perhaps Horan behind, but yeah, 0 for 6 in their last 6 attempts, just 2 for 10 down the stretcher. Meanwhile, Marquette has caught fire. 5 of 6, they are shooting 57% from the floor in this game. Creighton, meanwhile, we talked about them being over 50%. They were at 52 just moments ago, it feels like. And now down to 47%. And it's not that they haven't gotten the shots, they've won it, but they've been contested shots. Those contested shots at the rim have really bothered the Jays all night. They only have 12 points in the paint. I mean, it's tough to win basketball games when you only score 12 points in the paint. You look at the other side of it, though. Creighton.
Call on the floor is confirmed. Creighton ball. The game clock will review.
As we thought it would be, and then the time adjustment, but 14 3-pointers helps make up for those few points on the interior.
46.8 seconds to go in the game. Consuegra will call a timeout. Wow, this game has certainly turned on its heels.
Well, and we told you Marquette's defense would keep them in this game, and it absolutely has done that. The Jays have not scored in nearly 3 minutes. We were looking at potentially Creighton scoring more points than any Marquette opponent this season, but that has come to a grinding halt. And we mentioned it, Marquette's defense keeps them in if their offense allows them to, and their offense has allowed them to. 10 turnovers alone in the second quarter, just 4 turnovers in this entire half has allowed them to continue to attack the rim. Now on this one, you don't necessarily have to go for 3 here, but if you get that quick 2 and you foul Creighton, again, Creighton 5th in the country in free throw shooting. So you may look for that 3-point shot here.
Marquette 7 of 11 from 9. Wow.
Yeah, the longer this play took to develop, the more it benefited Creighton, because it was, I don't think that's who they drew that play up for. Because you look at the stats too, Mason, that's her first 3-point attempt tonight. She's only attempted 9 on the season. That was not the player that play was drawn up for. And with Marquette, that was just their second foul, so they're going to have a hard time even finishing
of your own, and you would need the miss.
Right, there's a lot of things that have to go right for Marquette. It's not.
The last couple of minutes, they survived going 0 for their last 7 from the floor. A scoring drought of more than 3 minutes, but they get the W in the end, and they move to 5-0 in league play and 13-3 on the season with a 71-68 win.
Yeah, really impressed with Creighton's ability to withstand Marquette. This is the second home game in a row Creighton's had to fight off a push from their opponent. It was the scoring early from Morgan Molly and a outside 28 points. Lauren Jensen had a huge second half, 14 points. And then you look at what Marquette did on the other side. Volker was tremendous, 19 points. Mason, outstanding with 18 points to help lead that charge back into it for Marquette.
And happy to welcome now courtside a member of the victorious Creighton Blue Jays. It is senior Morgan Molly, finishes this one 28 points, 8 of 9 from beyond the arc. I mean, Morgan, what are the emotions that you feel at the end of this game? A wild last few minutes.
Just happy to pull it out. I mean, a lot of highs and lows the last 5 minutes, and it got closer than we wanted it to, but just happy to scrape it out.
Morgan, what's it feel like when...
It feels real good. You can't complain, and I had so much confidence the whole game, so I just tried to keep it rolling, whatever my team needed me to do.
Morgan, we talked about this Marquette defense throughout the broadcast. They were difficult, obviously. They challenged you and your teammates through quite a few moments. What made them so difficult, and how were you able to take advantage through some of the spurts?
Yeah, Marquette's always long and physical. They give you a lot of baby closeouts, so nothing feels super clean. So we just tried to move the ball and hit drive and replaces and just confuse them with our motion.
Well, Morgan, congratulations to you individually. 28 points, 10 of 11 from the floor, and congrats on the 71-68 victory, 5-0 in league play.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
That is Morgan Molly, as she was at times on her way towards what we thought would be a career high, just 2 points short of that. But most importantly, Creighton survives this one, 71-68, 5-0 in league play this year. Marquette drops a tough one, 2.
Blue Jays fly. With bright minds and curious hearts, they discover their path and soar to new heights. They uncover new research and explore new horizons. At Creighton University, Blue Jays find their perch side by side and take flight, ready to lead the world around them.
When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
Josh Peterson and Rob Sims from Omaha, Nebraska, 71-68. Creighton will leave this one victorious. Rob, we were just talking off the air, and you said it. Seemed like it was over, and then suddenly it wasn't. A 3-point victory by Creighton. Give it up to Marquette and what they were able to do late in the fourth quarter to have the ball with a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, their defense keeps them in it, but it was their offense tonight that really helped them out in the second half once they kept possession of the basketball a heck of a lot better. They ended up shooting 63% in the second half. You see that 56% for the entirety of the game, and just never allowed themselves to fall out of this game because of that defense that they put out there. But again, Creighton still ends up shooting the first team to score to shoot better than 45% from the field against Marquette, and just the second team, along with UConn, to eclipse the 70-point threshold against Marquette.
Yeah, we talked about it just a moment ago with Morgan Molly. She leads the Jays. She leads all scores, 28 points. Just missed one shot. That was a three-pointer, 2 off of her career high. Speaking of being a couple points off of her career high, Lee Volker, she was a bit quiet, Rob, in the fourth quarter. She finished with 19, but Creighton did a really good job defending her. Jaden Mason, she was the story of this one tonight for me, both on the offensive and the defensive end. She finished with 18 points.
Yeah, great job all the way around by Jaden Mason, excuse me, and just a good effort. That was a heck of a ball game. That was more offense than I was expecting to see tonight, so that was a lot of fun.
It absolutely was. Creighton victorious 71-68 over Marquette. For Jacob Janicek in audio,